Back here at the University at Albany, joined now by Hartford women's basketball coach Jen Rizzotti. I did have to check my notes here because this can't be right. 14th season as Hartford head coach, is that right?
Yes, it is. I can't believe it. I feel like I'm doubling up on everybody else in the conference, in some cases tripling up. But yeah, I've been here a long time now, seen lots of changes in the league, and it's been a fun ride.
One thing, in all seriousness, that you look back at the 13 years is incredible consistency. Year after year competing for a championship, and when you take a look at the roster and the players you have coming back this year, you have to think that you're going to be in the mix again this year.
Yeah, we're always pretty confident that we will be. I know some years are a little tougher than others, and some years the competition throughout the league is harder than others, but it's always a goal of ours heading into the season. And, you know, with returning 11 players from last year's team and even in some ways having a disappointing end to our season, I think we have the experience, we have the motivation, and certainly hopefully the focus to be in a position again to contend for a title.
You have, I think, a lot of leaders on this team. You look at the names, Ruth Ann Dewady and Nakia Smith, players who have played a lot of minutes for you. Is it that kind of team that you don't have one or two players, but you have a group of players who are really going to lead by example?
Absolutely, and they have led by example. And I think in some years it's been harder for them because they didn't want to step on each other's toes or maybe toes of the older players on the team. But now you can sense this just level of ownership for the season and for how we start, how we finish, and what we do in between. And so I think it's been easier for them to adjust as leaders now, knowing that they're all in this together. It's their last year, and they really are very focused on what they want.
You have a great veteran team. There's BU with their key players back and Albany with their key players back. Will this be one of the more competitive, when you take a look at the seniors on these teams, one of the more competitive seasons in recent memory in America East, in your opinion?
I think that at the top, it's probably, I'm hoping three of the best teams that have played in the conference in a long time. You know, whenever our league has had success, there's always been two teams that are in the top 50 RPI. You know, it was us and Stony Brook a while back, the year us and Vermont both got into the NCAA tournament. You know, BU's been consistently at the top, and now you have Albany. So we're really just looking for a lot of out-of-conference success from the top teams in our league. I think there's some transition in the middle teams of our league, so I don't know depth-wise if it's a strong 1 through 9 maybe as it was last year, but certainly at the top with the seniors that you have coming back this year competing for a title, that top couple teams is probably as strong as it's been in a long time.
And you've always been consistent. You would love to win and dominate the league, but the league is only going to be good as the top 2 or 3 or 4 teams, and you want the whole league to be strong. You want to win a strong league.
Yeah, well, I've always been a big fan of everybody in our conference out of the conference. Yeah. You know, we are looking for them to get big wins, good RPI wins, good wins against other league champions. So, you know, right now, between now and January 2nd when we start, we all have to be rooting for each other because, you know, last year I thought our league took some strides in our RPI strength for the conference, and this year I think we can be even higher. So hopefully everybody's doing well and staying healthy and has great starts to their year.
All right, 14th year coming up. Doesn't look a day over 1 year for Jen Rizzotti. You're welcome. The Hall of Famer. I had to throw that in there as well. Yeah. Here at Media Day. Back with more after this.